guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we would do hearts. I love hearts, and I think hearts are a really sort of like big part of sort of shabby chic. So during the shabby chic thingy we're doing every Saturday, I think I will probably do quite a few hearts. So we are going to start off with these. Now these are just beautiful. Now you've probably seen these if you're a shabby chic lover. They're just dingly danglies, and you know how much I love dingly danglies, but a bigger version. So they are sort of like wall hangings, and if you can see, I've got a little bit of bling on there, of course. Look at that, just gorgeous. And I've just got this one hanging up by a little bit of seam binding. I've made the flowers, pop a lovely little bit of bling inside there, so it's just lace, and we've got a little wire frame, and I've made some tassels as well. So we will be making a tassel, and we were making the heart and embellishing it. So I've got the pink one, and I also have this beautiful blue one. So this is got a wire hanger on this one, got a little bow on there. If it's a little bow, get a little bit of dingle tangles there. There we go. So I've got a little bit of a little bow there, and then I've got wire, little flower, and then we've got another dingly dangly hanging off the bottom. Now I will take some photos of them hanging up so you can see them a little bit better, but I am just loving them, especially ones with the blingy bits on. So I've got two there. I was just starting another smaller one because some of these will probably end up going into the shop, but I'm just loving them. So I'm just going to hang these up out of the way. And the other thing I wanted to show you was the back of the picture that we did last week. So we did this beautiful frame last week, and I'm loving it. So I just wanted to show you, make sure these don't fall out. I've popped some lace on the back, and I just think that looks so pretty. It's just so lovely, isn't it? So loving that. You can see the little bit of tape in there, but at least it's covered, and that is just beautiful. I love it. So, and quickly just wanted to show you these. This is what we did in, I think, week 3 or something. We did these little boxes. This was a wooden one that I covered, and I also did another little round one, and this was just a conditioner box, and it's just plastic. So I've just covered that, so I think it's just looks so pretty. So you can pop little bits and bobs on there. It's got a little pearl on the top. I've just got a little pin and put the pearl on. I put the pin through the pearl and the little top, the little beads cap, and then cut it off. I stuck it in and cut it off, and then just pop that on the top with a little seam binding flower, and then just pop some pretty little lace around the side. So I thought I would just quickly show you that. So what we are going to be using, I'm going to, again, like I did last week, I'm using this galvanized wire because this is fab. I just love it. Now I have made hundreds of these because I used to do a market many moons ago, and I used to make hearts, but bigger ones, and I used to put beads on them and wrap beads around them, and we sold so many, and people absolutely loved them. So I haven't made them for so long. So I'm going to do them a little bit different today and pop the lace in there. Let me pop that to the side. So I'm going to take some wire. Now it all depends how big you want your heart, how big a piece of wire you're going to have. But again, you can buy the wire frames. The macrame frames you can have in wire, and you can buy them, or you can make your own. Now I've probably got a piece of wire that's a little bit too big here. It's quite long. I don't think I want to make a heart that big. I'm just going to straighten it out just a little bit, not too much. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it and then put the ends together and almost get half like that. So you pull it out, and you want sort of like this top bit. Once you've got sort of like the middle, you want to get a pair of pliers and just pop a little V in it like that. Just bend it up like that, and then that automatically almost gives you your two little heart shapes. Now I do have way too much wire. I'm going to just take this, it's a little round, my little pot, and I'm just going to round each side like that, just so we've got a little heart shape, just the start to our heart. Quite simple. So then you just want to pull it and make it sort of as big as you would like it. Just what I mean, you don't have to have them gigantus. I hope you can see. I've got my, maybe I'll put this down. This is for my glue gun for the heat, so you think that might be a little bit better. Can see what I'm doing. So I'm just sort of trying to sort of shape it a little bit. It's not very big. I've tried to go a little bit higher so we've got a little bit more room. So look, can you see that's a sort of heart shape now, isn't it? And what I'm going to do, I've got way too much, we don't need all that. I'm going to bend this back on itself like that. So we've got sort of like a little loop that goes through. I'm going to cut a bit of this off because we don't need all of that. Let me find the end. So this is a bit of a making one, which is quite nice. But like I said, you can buy the hearts ready-made. If you don't have any wire, you might have a coat hanger that would work. So on the other side, so we made that little loop, so we want to make another loop on the other side. So hold on to your wire and bend it that way, like that. I'm just going to cut a little bit more off, not as much off, because I want to make a little loop at the bottom with that one. So these two just connect like that, okay? And then I'm going to just squeeze this one, if I can, together a little bit, just so it pinches that, so that one doesn't move. You don't want that one moving. Okay. Then I'm just going to snip that off. Now you can wind it round if you want to. It's up to you, but this wire is quite strong. It's quite thick. So let's just tidy that up a little bit. We're going to be covering this up, so you won't see it anyway. And then I'm going to pinch the bottom of this one so it's tight, like that, just so they connect. We can rearrange our little heart in a minute. I just want to get this bottom bit done. I'm going to clip that, and I'm going to bend that back round to make a little loop like that. That's just so that we got something to hang our little tassel off. So just squeeze that. I'm just going to bend that, so you probably do a better loop than me, like that. But again, you don't have to have a loop, you don't have to have anything dingly dangling off it, but just make it as sort of as tidy as you can, and then just snip that little bit off. Look at that. Not best. Oops, there we go. That will do. That will do. And then what we want to do is just make this a little bit more shaped again, back into its shape. Now you can draw yourself a little template and pop it on there and make sure you've sort of like got your heart shape. So it depends how you like to do it, but I've just sort of like eyeball it. That's not a very good bottom bit, but that's okay. You get the idea, don't you? So let's just pop that down like that. Perfect. I'm just going to turn my phone off a second. There we go. I forgot to turn my phone off, and it will just in case it rings. It always guarantee it will ring when I'm working. There we go. Perfect little heart. Now, what we can do to cover it. Now, there's all sorts of things. I've used lace. These are just bits of lace off clothes. So this is like a lace top. These are all bits that I pick up from the charity shops. I've got this lovely piece here, which is quite nice, which I might actually use this piece. This has got a slight shimmer to it, which is quite nice, but it's synthetic. It's not lace, but then this is synthetic as well. So I've got all sorts of bits and pieces there. What else was I going to show you? Oh, this is what I was going to show you about putting bits of lace or doilies on there as well, which is nice. So you can just hang them off. You don't necessarily have to, you could just tack it round. I'm going to use a glue gun, but you can sort of like tack that round and have it still dangling off, but you could still, you know, tack it so it looks like a heart at the top. but I will be doing one like that, I think, because that's just beautiful. But today I just wanted to show you quite a simple, easier way, but the doilies are lovely. So let's just take that off. I'm going to just use this. I'm going to pop that down. Now this does have a back and a front to it, so let's just put it like that. So I've got the back of it facing up because we want to obviously glue this on. I'm not quite sure, you probably can't see that very well, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right to the edge because we don't need to use all of that. Let me try come in just slightly, just so you can see, just a little bit. I won't do all of it, I'll come back out again in a minute because that's a bit too close. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my glue gun and I'm just going to almost like tack it in certain places. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on there and just hold that down like that. Can you see? And then push that up. I'm going to take another little bit of glue on here, just a little bit like that. Hold that and push the metal onto your little frame, onto your hot glue like that. And then stuck to the, I've got the little, it's just a little heat mat. This is the one from our barbecue. We've got a little set, but our weather is so dreadful that I went and pinched it and used it for this. So you guys in the UK are having amazing weather, I believe. We're having absolutely dreadful weather and you guys are having fabulous weather. So I'm hoping at some point we are going to have a summer. I know it's just springtime, but I would like a little bit of sunshine. We've had lots and lots of rain. But we can't complain because I don't have to go and water my plants, do I? So there we go. Can you see? I'm just sort of like tacking it around the edges. Let's just do this little bit here at the top. Just pull that and tack it down. And this top bit, can you see? There we go. A little bit at the top, like that. Pull that up and just hold that down. So you just want to sort of tack it in certain areas, just so you know we've got it attached to our frame. I'm going to go this side. A little bit on there. Pull that up and hold it down. And then you can sort of like stretch it a little bit, just so you know that it's stretched on there, because you don't want it tight. You don't want it sort of like a drum. Well, you can if you want to, but you want it to sort of have a little bit of movement in there. Let's just put a little bit of glue there. Pull that down. Oops, I'm out of shot. I'm going to go back out again, so now you know what I'm doing. I'll come back out again, just so you can see sort of a bigger picture of it, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. Pull that down. Like that. Is that pretty much either side? A little bit more over here, I think. Hold that on. This is very slippy underneath. Oops. There we go. Lovely. So that's pretty much how down. Did I do that? I didn't. Let me just pop a little bit of glue on there. Pull that up and hold that on. Okay. Let's take it off this. All my little glue gun bits. Okay, so now that's sort of like tacked around. I'm going to cut around it. I'm not going to cut all the way to the edge because I want to bend this bit over and we were going to glue it down again. So just give yourself a little sort of like little bit of fabric, whatever you're going to be using, around the outside. Just chop it around. So So you might have some nice fancy fabric that you can use, pretty stuff that you've been saving, but I'm just loving all these little shabby bits that I can hang around the house. I think they're just so pretty. Oopsie daisy. It's all of these bits. There we go. My scissors are big scissors. Okay, that can go over to the side. So now you can see. Oh, we're getting there, aren't we? I forgot this little bit. Let's chop that little bit out. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, this is really, really slippy. I'm going to take some glue just along the edge like that. And then I'm going to, I'll have to do it this way. Just bend it around and tuck that in. Just so then we're on the other side. We've got a nice edge to it. It'll be nice and sort of neat. Neatish, but you don't have to have it neat. Like I said, I'm going to do the other one, I think. Do another one with the actual doily because that's really pretty. But I thought this one would be sort of like a little bit easier for you guys to, if you fancied making one, to make. Just get a little bit of fabric and stick it around. Super simple. And really pretty. I have made quite a few of these in the shape of little angel wings, which I have had requests for, and I've also given them away to people that have lost people, which are just beautiful. I've had them done them in all sorts of lovely little pearls and stuff. I need to find some pictures of them, I think, or I might still have some in my stash somewhere hidden. But yes, all sorts of shapes. I haven't done a butterfly. A butterfly and a dragonfly would be fabulous, wouldn't they? I think that might be a little bit difficult to make in wire. We shall see. I might attempt that at some point. Good bit of glue gun. You need a glue gun. You need something that's sort of like instant stick, because you know, you don't want to leave it. You want it to make sure it's stuck properly. I think the glue gun is the best way to do this, especially around the wire as well. All my little glue strands. There we go. A little bit in there. Pop that down. I think the fun of this is sort of like embellishing it and popping bits and pieces on there, and you know, you can match it into your decor that you've got. If your room is sort of, you've got pretty pink bits, or you might have blue, or you might have green, you can sort of like add all those bits to your little hearts to hang, or wherever you're going to hang it. You might like to hang it in your bedroom. Little pretty one. Pop that in there. You might make them as little gifts. They're fabulous little gifts. There we go. I like to make things as gifts. I think they are really pretty. There we go. A little bit at the bottom, like that. I don't want to cover that little hole up there. Not whole loop. Not really. But I might just put a little bit, cover the back there. Stick that on. So look at that fabulous little heart, little lace heart. Just gorgeous, isn't it? Right, now look at me, I'm covered in glue gun, so do be careful using a glue gun. I seem to have sort of asbestos fingers. I've been doing it for so long, but it does stick to me quite a lot. Okay, so if you've got sort of messy bits at the back, you can just give them a little trim like that, so they're not too doubled over like that. But that is just lovely, a lovely little lace heart. So I have got all sorts of little bits and pieces in here. I've got beautiful blue ones, and I have got some pink ones. So I have been making flowers as well with little gems on. I'm going to come back in again actually. There we are. So we've got the blue ones, we have the pink ones. I've made this little gem on there which would look really pretty as well, wouldn't it? I've got some little ones, maybe a little one. I don't want anything too big. I think these might be a little bit too big. Maybe not. Well, we've got little diddy ones, but I think, where's my other heart gone? Where did I put that? Here it is. I think this little one would look pretty on there, wouldn't it? That's a really sweet one. Oh, I do like these. There we are. So what should we put on this one? I think maybe something like that. I'm going to add some, oh look at me, get me little strands everywhere. I'm going to add some little gems and stuff on here as well. I'll put that on in a minute. I have got, what have I got here? I've got some little gems in here. I've also got some of my pearls that I was using before. Let's come over here so we can see. So I've got little bits and pieces. Now what I am going to do, I'm just going to add a little bit more of the lace on just where I'm going to add some of the, just cut that a little bit, some of the embellishments on there, just to reinforce that just a little bit on here. I might just sort of like wrinkle that up actually. Let's just put this on. There we go. Just give it a little bit of sort of texture-y underneath, if you know what I mean. Just gather that up a little bit. Again, you can add bits of lace, all sorts, little bits of fabric, anything on there that you fancy. Okay, there we go. And I'll tell you what I did have was some of this little elastic one. This is the wrong colour. If I had white, I would probably use this just to pop around the outside, because I think that would look really pretty, wouldn't it? But I'm just going to add just a little bit of this. Oops. Just chop that off. Maybe just add a bit more down here, because we'll add, I quite like it so it's either side. Little gemmy bits like that, not as far down as the bottom as I did on the other one. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue gun on there. Take this, pop that on, just sort of wrinkle it up a little bit. Again, you could also, I've got this lace as well. I think if I had a sort of plainer background, you could add, you know, extra bits of lace onto it as well. But then again, that looks quite nice, doesn't it? I might add a little bit to the bottom. That does look pretty, doesn't it? Oh gosh, gluey fingers. Let's take my glue gun. Let's just take a little bit there. Stick, oops. Stick that down. And then this side. Let's see, I have to look in my camera to see if that's sort of level. It's not really that level, is it? I'm just going to hold that up. That's okay. That's okay. That looks good. Let's just chop that off. Very good. So I don't like too many layers of lace on things, but a little bit. I'm not one that's majorly lacy. I like lacy bits, but I don't like the layers and layers of lace. I think I probably said that last time, so let's just pop those little bits on there. Now, on the other one, where is it? This one, I did sew some of these on. I'm just going to glue gun some of them on as well. The little gems, I put the gem tack stuff on there. But I think they're just so pretty. Little bit of blingy, which is lovely. So what should we do? Let's take out some little pearls. So it all depends how, you know, if you're a sewer, you like to sew things on, then you can sew these on. If you're not, and then obviously you don't have to. But I'm going to have 2 there and 2 there, and then I will have some other little bits and pieces. I'm going to move my glue gun a little bit closer now. There we go. So we've got the little holes, so be careful where you sort of like put the holes. Try and sort of hide them a little bit. So let's just glue that down. Pop another one there. And I'm going to pop the little one in there like that. There we go. Saying that, my little holes are sticking out there. So let's put one here. Should we have it so it comes down onto this, I think. Go. Put the glue in there. Stick that down. Like that. So we've got little pearls on there, but like I said, you can always sew them on. There we go. And then I've got a little pot of sort of gemmy things in here. So again, use what you've got. These are quite coloured, but they do have some sort of like little pink ones in here, which are really, really pretty. I don't know whether you can see that sort of pink. It's sort of like a, you know, very pale pink, but I think it goes really well on these. So just pop that there. Put that down. Put another one at this end, I think. I did put some chain on the other one, but I won't do that on this one because it takes quite a long time to do it. So I'm just going to pop that on there. And then we will have a couple down this end. Stick that on. Oops. I've got some flat back pearls actually, which would probably look quite nice on here. Look at that. Let's get all these little stringy bits off. So pretty. But again, you don't have to add these little bits. It's entirely up to you. You can just add like, just do the lacy bits. It depends how blingy you are. Look at these are really pretty, aren't they? They're just like those little sew-on ones, but they're sort of long ones. I don't know what shape you call that. I don't know what shape. I'm going to do it. I might get quite symmetrical on this one. So it's quite nice, doesn't it? And then I will go in with a few of the little iron-on. I think they are iron-on gems. The little rhinestones that I've got. The little hot fix, but they still work just as well. Pop a few of those on there as well. So let's just pop that there. These little gems are very, very light, so they stick really well with a glue gun. There we go. Pop that on there. Look at that, that's so pretty, isn't it? Can you see? Little bits of glue everywhere coming out. There we go. Perfect. Right, we will add a few more, and while this is drying, we can make our little tassel. So let's just pop a few little rhinestones on here, which are these. Right, I'm going to move my glue gun out of the way. I'm going to get this one, which is the one that I love using at the moment. Oh gosh. Let's get my little pen. Open these up, my little shinies. I'm going to, let's just come right in. Just, oops, a bit too far. There you go. Sorry guys, I don't want to make you sick. Let's just pop a little bit of this in there. I'm just going to dab a few little rhinestones in there, like that. Just so we've got this. Because if you're going to hang this up and you've got sort of like the sunshine coming through, these really reflect the light and they look just so pretty. My mum would have loved these little sparklies. She loved all her little dream catchers and all her lovely crystals that she used to hang in her window. They used to reflect all the light. So there we go. I'll pop some on this one. Just pop them in here. Just around there. So you can then have a look and see if you need to add any more. So I won't add too many, just in case. Oh, sorry, am I in the right place? There we are. There we go. And this glue dries clear. So in there, that will do. I can always add some more in a minute. So there we go. That's our little prettiness on there. Oh, sorry. Gosh. There we go. Forgot we were so close. Look at that. Love it. Love it. So I think we will go for a pink flower, shall we? What was I going to go for? Was I going to go for the smaller ones? I wasn't I? I could do a sort of an... Oh, this one. This is the one I was going to go for. It's sort of in between. An in-betweeny one. We're going to pop that on there. Beautiful. Love it. Nice big blob of glue, and we will just pop that and stick that down like that. Let's just make sure it's not stuck to here. There we go. Rub all that off. See, it's quite neat at the back. It's not untidy. It's looking lovely. I love that. This is almost like a little pocket. Oh, you could have a little pocket in there, couldn't you? I don't think that's very straight either. I think it's a bit of a wonk, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I could put another little bit on it. What do you think? Probably. I'll probably put something on that. We shall see at the end. If it's a little bit wonky, I can always add a little something to it. Right, guys, I'm going to pop this to the side, or actually I'm going to just pop that in front. And we are going to make, I'm going to take this out of the way because it's very slippy. We are going to make some little tassels. Now we've got pink on there, so we need some pink, don't we? This is the same fabric that I used for the flower, which was just off a top that I had, which is this beautiful pink, which I seem to be very, very attracted to. So we've got that. Oh, I've got a little bit of this lace that I cut off as well. Did I have any more in here? I think so. That's another bit. There we go. So this is what I'm going to make the tassel out of. So just some little strips of fabric. I've got some wire. Now this is really, really thin. This is 0.35 millimeter I've written on this. So this is like seriously thin stuff. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some. So just use any wire. If you've got some, any gauge wire. I'm just doubling this up like that because it's really, really thin. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to have some wire. We've got some little tassel-y things, which are roughly, shall I give you a measure? 12, 13, 14 inches, or probably about 35 centimeters, and I don't know what the size of this heart is. What's that? 8 inches by, it's roughly 8 by 8.5, or 8 by 8. It's almost the same size, so that would be 20 centimeters square, wouldn't it? So fabulous. So we got our wire. We have got our little bits of lace. This is just off the lacy top, so I'm just going to pop them on top of each other like that. Another bit. Let's put this bit on like that. So again, you can mix and match all your little lacy bits, whatever you've got. I've got a piece of wire which I will use, and I need a little pearl as well. So let's take a little pearl. Do I need 2? Maybe we'll have 2. And I'm also going to use one of these little bead caps as well. So let me just pop those in there so they don't get lost. So this little bit of wire, okay, I'm just going to pop it underneath there, like that. Hold that in half. That's pretty much it. You don't want it half, you want it so you've got different lengths in it. Twist it around like that, and then we've got a little start of our tassel. So that's really, really simple, isn't it? Just wrap the wire around it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to just trim that off so we are the same length. Like that. I'm going to take the bigger bead, the bigger one, and I'm going to pop a little bead cap on it. Let's see, we want quite a big one. There we go. Going through these bead caps quite quickly because I've been using them a lot. So I'm just going to pop the little bead cap on there. Then I'm going to pop the pearl on, if I can find the hole. So that will go through there, like that. So that sort of sits on top nicely. We'll take another bead cap. I'm not really worried about the bead caps matching. I think because they're pretty odd on there anyway. Oops. Let's pop that through there. It's not easy when you've got 4 different wires. So can you see? That's lovely, isn't it? Like that. And then I'm going to pop a little pearl on there. If we can get through the hole. There we are. Like that. And then what should we put on there? Should we have anything else? Should we just have a little silver bead? Oh, not sure whether I can get those through that hole. Not very easily. Can't put things through that hole, through a hole anyway, when they're just 4 little wires. No, I'm going to give that a miss because I'm going to just make a big mess otherwise. Right, so we've got it like that. Like that, okay. I'm going to take my little round nose pliers, pop it to the end, and I'm going to go around like that, and I'm just going to twist that around just to make a little loop like that. Really, really simple. And then we've got a loop on the end. So if you've got a single wire, then just wrap that round, but because my wire is quite thin, it needs to be sort of doubled over a few times. Wrap that around, and then we've got our lovely little tassel hanging down like that. So again, you can put all sorts of bits of fabric in there, whatever you've got that's going to match. Let's close that up. I'm going to take our lovely little heart, and then this is going to dingle dangle off there, because we do like a dingle dangle. Oops, what's that? A bit of thread off something. I'm going to take a little jump ring. I don't have my little jump ring on me, so we will just do it like this. Pop that on there. Pop that on there. And then do that up. Like that. Perfect. And then that just hangs down. I'm going to cover this up. I really didn't do a very good job on that little loop. So what have we got? This isn't the same stuff, is it? Here it is. This is what we need. Let's just make that a little bit tidier. Let's take a little section of this. Oops. There we go. I'm going to just cover up that little loop because I don't like it. It doesn't look very tidy. There we go. Pop that on there like that. I'm going to turn it over and add that down. Just tidy it up a little bit. There we go. Stick that down. Fabulous. Look at that. Doesn't that look so pretty? I think it looks pretty. But this bit, this is very, very wonky. But that's okay. We will be good. I'm going to come out a little bit further. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Look at that. I just think that's so pretty. Now, what shall we do for the top? We could have a little bit of wire. You could have a little bit of twine, string. You could have a little bit of the seam binding. That's quite pretty, isn't it? I think a little bit of seam binding is nice. That look nice? That will look nice, won't it? So I'm going to try and see if I can pop that through the hole. Am I too far? I never know how far to come in on camera. This little lace has got a hole in it. I want to actually come from the back. So, and then just tie a little knot there. Like that. Don't want this to be too long. Let's just say like that, I think. Chop that off, pop that through roughly there, do you think? Let's pop that through that little hole if I can get it through. All my glue gun fingernails. Pop that through there. There we go. Tie that in a little knot. Like that. So then that will hang up. Look at that. That's just so pretty. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to cut this little bit off. And then I think I'm going to, do I have another piece of, could do with a piece of this. Should we cut a little bit of this off? Just to make a bow. It's just a piece of wire on there. There we go. When I did the flowers with this material, I'm not quite sure what it is. It's sort of like a satiny on one side and plainer on the other side. But I did sort of like heat the edges with a lighter because it does fray. But I don't mind it fraying because I think that looks quite nice. I want it to sort of like match the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a little bow. And then we can pop that just on a little bit there. Pull that through. Oops, wasn't the best of bows, was it? There we go. That will do. That will be lovely. Chop that a bit. Oops. Gosh, this has got lots of little strings on it. Cut that off. Let's just see what it looks like. It's quite a cute little bow actually. Do you think we need it? I'm not quite sure whether we do. Maybe I'll hang it from the top. Maybe I'll pop it on the top there like that. So when we hang it up, we've got a little bow at the top as well. Oh, I like that. Or we could put it down here. Oh, decisions now. Let's have a look. Let's hold you up there. I have to sort of look up to do that. That's quite pretty. I'm going to pop that there where that little loopy thing is, which I didn't do a very good job on. I'm going to just put that down there. We can have a little bow on there like that. I'm loving it. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? That was quite simple to do. I haven't made them before with all the little blingy bits on, but I'm quite liking those blingy bits. I think they look really, really pretty. Just adds a little bit of sparkle to it, doesn't it? So there we go, guys. That is your lovely little Shabby Saturday video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be probably making some smaller ones because that's lovely, isn't it? Really, really nice. And again, if you don't want a glue gun, you could just sew it on. If you like to see your stitches, you can sew it on. You can sew some beads on. You can just do them however you like, embellish them however you like. You may have made these before, and this is just sort of like a reminder to do them again. But I just think they are so, so pretty. So we have that one, and then we have the blue one, which is beautiful as well. And then I have another lovely pink one. Oh, I'm loving them. I think they are just so pretty. So there we go, guys. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.